Hello, and you are very welcome to this week's video where I talk all about my purchasing regrets. Now, it's that time of the year, it's spring. I think a lot of us are doing kind of spring cleaning and decluttering. So I thought I'd make this video for you and explain what made these regrets. Where did I go wrong? In the hopes that you might learn something and apply these lessons to any new purchases you're thinking of adding to your closet. Now, just so this video isn't all negative, I have included two pieces at the end, which I actually thought were going to be regrets when I bought them first. I know that sounds silly, but I'll explain later. And they actually turned out to be two of the most useful pieces in my wardrobe, much to my surprise. So do stay tuned for that a little bit later. The first regret is white jeans. I actually have two pairs of white jeans in my closet, so I do love them and I do love how they look, but I don't know if it's just recently in the last couple of months or what. Every time I go to put them on, there is some type of stain or mark, even right after I've washed them. It's driving me absolutely insane, to be honest. I even went so far as to get my other white pair dry cleaned, which is just madness. I mean, they wash absolutely fine in the laundry, but yeah, I got it dry cleaned and then I went to wear them and I still found a mark. So I'm just finding these are just not practical for me at the moment. They're driving me insane. What can I say? And the other thing with white jeans that I think everyone should be mindful of, and something I forgot in the past, particularly when I was buying this version, is that they can be see-through. You have to be so careful with the fabric of white jeans to make sure that they don't show up things you don't want them to show up. So fabric composition is essential. I find 100% cotton or maybe 99% cotton and 1% elastane in white jeans is the only acceptable fabric composition. These are actually 4% elastane, and while it makes them comfortable, it makes them also just a tiny bit see-through. I have to be really careful with what underwear I pair with these. So look, between the stains and the underwear considerations, I have just decided that white jeans are a regret for me, and I'm not sure I'll be adding any more into my wardrobe. Even for spring, when they look particularly nice for spring and summer. But, and maybe this will change, but for now, they're not for me. The second regret, and this was a shocker, was this really beautiful navy trench coat from the Curated. Now, I've actually just sold this one on Vestiaire, so this will be going to its new home tomorrow, and I hope it will give them joy because it is a beautiful coat. Like everything from the Curated, the materials are such high quality, and it is lined. Actually, I'm going to bring this closer so you can see it. It is lined in 100% silk. The Curated do not cut corners when it comes to their garments, and this one is absolutely no exception. It is a really beautiful coat, and the reason it became a regret, the reason it was a regret immediately when I got it actually, was that it actually is too short for my particular preference for a trench coat. I like my trenches to run long. I find it just looks more flattering on my body type. I am a petite, so a longer line, particularly in something like a trench or an overcoat, really, really helps my proportions and makes everything look a little bit more flattering, like it fits me better. This one cuts me off right at the knee, and if I were taller, it would look amazing, but I'm not taller. I'm only 5'2". So look, there is just something about my height and the length of this trench coat that don't 100% gel. And it's such a shame because I love it so much. And the person who bought it got a bargain, actually, because they obviously paid a lot less than what I paid for it. But look, I'm really hoping that by sending this to a new home, that it will be worn and loved as it deserves to be. So the lesson I would draw from this particular regret is that the length and proportion of things are so important. Now, obviously for things like bottoms, you can get them hemmed, you can get the lengths changed. but I just didn't want to meddle with this trench coat. I felt there was something about the length that just wasn't going to suit me at all. But when it comes to making something longer, you cannot do that. So just be mindful whenever you're purchasing things. Look on the website, do they give the measurements? Some brands do give measurements in length, which is really, really useful. When I listed this on Vestiaire, I actually did give the measurement in length as well, because I felt that that is the type of information that all consumers need. And to be honest with you, the reason I didn't return this immediately is because it was on sale and there was no return. So again, that's a lesson there. Be careful with on sale items, be careful with things that you can't return easily, and just be very mindful of things like length and cut. Make sure that they are actually what you're looking for, suit your body type, suit your other clothes that are already in your closet. Learn from my mistake, basically, and hopefully it'll avoid you some wasted money. The third regret is these slingbacks. I'm going to bring them closer so you can see them. They're such a beautiful design. I love them. I love how they have that leather toe cap against the suede. These ones are from Claudie Pierlot, and you can see they came with their own dust bag. And they are a really beautiful shoe. They're really beautifully made, but the reason I went wrong with these was because of the heel. So the heel height is absolutely perfect for me, but the heel itself is just too narrow. It sinks into anything I walk on. Anything that is remotely soft and not a completely hard surface. And also it's just a bit uncomfortable. You know, whenever you put your foot down, you have to be mindful of exactly where the heel is, because the heel covers such a tiny surface area that, you know, you just have to be careful. And to be honest with you, when I wear my pieces, I just want to put them on and forget I'm wearing them. I want them to be comfortable. I want them to mold to my body. I want them to basically feel like a second skin. And these don't feel like a second skin, and it's because of the narrowness of that heel. It's such a shame. Again, I bought these on sale, so I rushed a bit over my purchase. And again, if there is one tip I would give from this video, or one lesson I would share with you from this video, it is try not to buy things in a rush and be careful with sales, because sale items sometimes don't have a return option. Sale items are by their nature limited, so you might be rushed into making a purchase that you wouldn't otherwise make if you had a little bit more time to reflect. That's what happened to me with these. And the last thing I would say about sales is that maybe 20% of sale items are really good. And I would consider this to be really good. It's a high quality item. And like my trench coat from the Curated I just showed you, that was a high quality sale item as well. So sometimes you can get amazing things in sales, but I would say about 80% of the things that are in sales are in a sale for a reason. They're not that great. They're either not good quality, their sizing was mucked up, they mightn't be a very good design, it might be made of really crappy materials. Be very careful of what you buy in sales, because you're kind of getting the dregs, if I'm going to speak completely honestly. Be very, very careful. Keep a wish list, that's what I do. And just make sure that what you're buying in a sale is something that you already wanted, and you're not just buying it because it's in front of you and it's a novelty and it's, you know, the 50% discount is ending tomorrow. Make sure that you're reflecting, reading all the information about that item that is available to you, and making sure that it's something that you really do want. That's what I learned from these and from the trench coat. So I hope these lessons help you as well. Now next, I'm going to show you the two items that I thought would be regrets, but surprisingly and happily weren't. But before we get to that, I just want to say, if you're liking this video so far, please give it a thumbs up, because it really helps other people to find the video and my channel. And subscribe if you haven't already, so you never miss a video. Now, one thing I will mention before I get on to the last two pieces is that I have very few regrets, okay? And the reason I have very few regrets in terms of the items I've added to my closet over the last couple of years is because I've done it really slowly and really mindfully. For all of the items that aren't regrets, like this shirt, for example, one of the most successful things in my wardrobe is this Chlo shirt from Sezane. The reason I have such a high success rate, I suppose if you want to call it that, is because I'm very mindful about what I add. I've assessed my body type, so I know that I am a petite, curvy woman and I buy accordingly. I have a wish list that makes me really, really mindful of the things I actually need to add to my closet. And I delay purchases a lot. So I look at something and then I will actually just leave it there, let it sit, think about it, sometimes for weeks or even months before I buy it. And I found by using these techniques, it has resulted in the majority of items being things I'm so happy I've added to my closet and I use them and enjoy them. So let's go on to the two surprising items that I thought would be regrets, but really weren't. First is this basic, this merino wool basic from COS. Now, I actually did a COS haul and try on video, so I'll leave that linked in the description box below for you. And actually the items that I'm featuring as well, I'll leave them linked in the description box as well, because look, one man's trash is another man's treasure, right? You might want to add a pair of white jeans to your closet this year, far be it from me to stop you. So I will link everything I talk about in this video today, in the hopes that you'll find that useful. So this merino wool top I talked about in my COS haul video, and I was going to return this because it was completely see-through. And look, you can probably see how the hanger is showing through, but I'll just show you anyway. So I'm not really sure if this is coming through very well, but look, I can see my hand, I can see the color of my nail varnish, you know, I can see all the details of my hand through this top basically. It is very, very sheer indeed. And that was the reason I was going to return it, but I didn't. And I can't exactly remember why I didn't, but I'm so glad I didn't, because I have used this as a layering piece over and over and over again. Merino wool is thermoregulating, so this is an incredibly comfortable top to put under any layer. And I found it's really worked very well and closed a gap in my closet because I had no cream turtleneck. And a turtleneck during winter in Ireland is just a must. It really, really is. It does help to keep the cold away. So I am so, so glad I kept this one. And as a basic, I would highly, highly recommend it. The final honorable mention I would give to a regret that turned out to be a success are these Adidas Sambas. Now, we're all familiar with them, aren't we? They are everywhere. I saw them being styled so often that they really grew on me. I didn't really consider these when I saw them first. I was like, oh yeah, they're a nice sneaker, but whatever. And then I just saw them being styled over and over again. And of course, the more I saw them, sometimes it happens this way, doesn't it? The more I saw them, the more I liked them and the more I wanted them. And then when I finally decided to take the plunge, I couldn't find them anywhere because they were sold out in my size everywhere. And there's something about not being able to put your hands on something that lights a fire in you, isn't there? It's a fire we really need to be careful of. But it lit a fire of desire in me for these bloody shoes. So I kept trying until I eventually got my hands on them. And as soon as I got my hands on them, I was like, oh God, I've just totally caved to the trend. I'm probably not going to wear these that much. And for a while, I didn't wear them. But then I started wearing them and they are so handy. They're comfortable because of their color. I absolutely love this color scheme in these Adidas Samba Originals. They go with anything. They have a design, but they're a very neutral shoe, which means they're incredibly versatile. And I find I can actually pair these with most items in my closet. So much to my surprise, these have really turned out to be a winner. And for me, even though they are losing popularity because, you know, everyone's sick of them, they're an overdone trend. So they are losing popularity, but for me, actually, I'm going to go the opposite way and I'm going to continue wearing these until I wear them out because I have started to really, really enjoy these and found that they're a really versatile and useful addition to my wardrobe, which look good as well. So absolutely love these, much to my surprise. Before I go, I'm just going to give a shout out to my Instagram if you want to follow me over there, because I actually did a reel there a couple of months ago on my most expensive regrets as well. And they talk about a few other pieces, a few designer pieces that I added to my closet that just didn't work. So follow me over there and check out that reel. I'll leave it all linked for you in the description box as well. Do let me know in the comments, do you have any particular purchasing regrets? And if so, what made them regrets? Why didn't they work for you? Please let me know in the comments. We can start the discussion and hopefully we can all learn something from each other. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.